Hey friends, welcome into the Loochador Podcast as Texas A&M takes care of business and beats Missouri 38-17. This is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. We're talking a little Magellan today. The most festive gear of the year is back at Academy Sports and Outdoors. Don't miss the limited edition Magellan Outdoor Christmas Market Collection only at Academy. I'm going to be getting one of these here soon. I think Billy's getting it too.
Nice.
Exclusive 2025 gear, gifts for all your holiday parties, fun family photos, and Christmas morning traditions. Check out the entire collection from matching PJs and holiday print fishing shirts and dresses to exclusive new Mossy Oak Snowdrift camo styles and much more. Shop in store at academy.com if you need it fast. Get same-day delivery powered by DoorDash. Let holiday fun begin with Magellan Outdoor Christmas Market Collection only at Academy.
Sounds like a great Christmas present.
I could see the entire family.
For the kids, for your dad, for
how about a Christmas
yourself,
picture? Everybody in
for your coworkers.
PJs. We could take a Christmas photo, all of us in PJs. You don't like that idea at all?
I don't care.
Okay.
I mean, I'll be a little. No, I don't like it.
I like it.
Nope.
I think we're going to do it. Callie, good social media post right there.
Callie can try.
Yeah.
It will be everybody in pajamas. No, it sounds super cute.
And Olin and super tight one. Come on, that'd be great. Anyway.
Olin, he couldn't just wear them normally. I'd have to talk to the fine folks at Academy and say, hey, if this guy comes kind of, walking in there, don't help him out.
Don't help him out.
Yeah.
All right, so I told you before we started filming that I find it strange how at least my behavior when it comes to Aggie football has kind of morphed into this like selfish / I don't know what the other word is, but to where you win by 21 points, you score 38 points on a very good defense, and I don't think they played all that well. I mean, obviously they played well. They scored 38 points.
Yeah.
But like there were so many things that I looked at like, well, you couldn't run the ball in the first half. Well, you couldn't stop the run all game long.
It's almost like we don't watch football anymore.
Yeah. You take for granted. You go on the road. Now, I don't think Missouri was as good as their ranking because of the teams they had played, right? But that does not mean that these games should be easy. And I'm not saying it was easy. But I do feel that A&M still has to clean up some things for the upper echelon. And the most important
does the upper echelon have to clean up some things for A&M?
Absolutely.
Does Indiana have to clean up some things?
They have. I saw the tweet that you reposted that they haven't really played that many. What is it, 2 and something? The teams that they've beaten so far, but nobody talks about them that way.
A&M hadn't been in any type situation like they were yesterday. You can talk about Arkansas. A&M controlled that football game. They let it time. Indiana was like on the ropes, done, and I credit
Fernando
Mendoza and that team for coming back the way they did. I'm not saying it's easy, but A&M hadn't been in any situation like that against a Penn State team that's a 3-win team without its head coach. Everybody can talk about A&M where you're playing these teams without their head. No, we're getting them fired. I think Sling and Sammy Pittman was the only one that was already fired. And we didn't almost get beat by any of them. You're in tight games, but not on the ropes behind, requiring a miracle to win. That's what Indiana did. And that's not abnormal in college football. Every year, every weekend, and the Aggies are going to have to dodge that for one more week before they go down to Austin in a game that one qualifies as different. It's a rivalry game. Not to mention Texas, whether you believe they deserve to be there or not, is a top 10 team right now, as per today's rankings. But this is their last kind of trap game. You see it everywhere around college football, every year, no matter what. Ohio State last year was on the ropes against Nebraska. They had to get, I think, a 4th down stop to win that football game against Nebraska. And that was last year's Nebraska, who was really bad. It happened to Indiana this week. It happened to Bama a few weeks ago with South Carolina, that team that we're just talking about. It happens to everyone.
It happened to Texas at Florida.
It happened to Texas at Florida. They got drubbed. But And that's not even what's happening to A&M.
Right.
So if anyone is overly critical of this thing, my message would be you don't watch a lot of college football. You're forgetting that you watch a lot of college football because of your fear of A&M not accomplishing what you now want them to accomplish, which raises up every week.
It's the emotional investment and the fear of what has been before.
It's fine. And I was sitting there yesterday going, man, we're not playing well. It just doesn't, we don't seem to be we don't have that, like that it. But you also have to sit there and tell yourself, it's a 60-minute game for a reason. It's a 4-quarter game for a reason. They've shown you this many times this year.
Yep.
It's not a weakness. It's just that you're playing teams that are capable. The gap isn't as wide as it is in a lot of years between the number 3 and a number 22, or number 2 and unranked, or like Texas at 10 or whatever they were at the time, like 9 and unranked Florida. Like this year's Alabama and South Carolina, or Alabama and Missouri, who that was a much tighter game than what A&M played up there. And I know they had Prebula, but that was a much tighter game. Missouri looked like every bit Bama's equal, and it had nothing to do with Bo. So, like, that happens every week. So if you want to, like, fear and worry about how things that you want to pick from that game are going to play in a college football playoff, remember, everyone else has their own shit too. And I would focus more on the fact that they didn't go up there just sharp firing on all cylinders right away, and they still won by 21 points. And they still put up yards and numbers, and they still cracked the run game code and were gashing them in the second half. And they broke their spirit, and they sent road fans home, just like they were behind in the first half against LSU, just like they were down 3-0 with 3 minutes left in the half against Mississippi State, just like they were in like a shootout with Arkansas, but Arkansas never really got the ball with a chance to take a lead or put real pressure on. They have controlled these games. It's not, I just don't think the gap is wide enough where, we keep saying there's going to be that week where they fire on all cylinders, and that'll be great. And I hope that happens later on. But my only concern from what I see week to week that doesn't tell me this is like a team that can actually win a national title or play Ohio State, reach the national title game or win it, is the run defense. And it's kind of it's almost like a particular, it almost is like a particular style of run team that concerns me more. And it tends to be like, I don't want to go back to the beginning of the year when they're playing no one. This is a different defense. But like I feel like they do better against like a Notre Dame, who's the best running game in the country, versus like a Missouri that kind of spreads you out and they just zone block, and the running back will pick a cutback lane and you over pursue and you got guys reaching back. Texas Tech would be a type team that would worry me in that regard. Maybe a little bit Ole Miss. Like those type teams. Arkansas was one that concerned me. Yeah. I actually thought Mississippi State would concern me, but they gashed us on like one drive, and that was about it, honestly. But that was my concern watching that second drive of that game, was like, this is what, but like Florida, Texas, who else, who they've played, like Florida and even Notre Dame, those type teams, LSU, even though those teams will have some decent runs against A&M, LSU had the one long one, but they didn't worry me going into the game like these did. Mizzou's running game was a real concern, and there were times where A&M defended it pretty well, but then they gave up. Some people say, well, you take out 3 or 4, all their yards came on 3 runs. My limit on that is like 1 run, maybe 2.
Well, and then you could do that to A&M's run game too in the second half.
Yeah. Maybe my limit is like 1. If it's like, man, if you take away the guy at UTSA's 75-yard run, they gain nothing in the second half. That's a relevant point to make. But when it's 3 runs of like 30-plus yards and more, then no, that's part of the whole. That adds up to a rough night at the office in terms of run defense. That's my only concern. If they start a game where it's 7-0 right before halftime on the road, or they're in a dogfight like they were against Florida, and they're only up 7 in the fourth quarter. It's like, how did the game end? What did it look like on the stat sheet and to yourself watching the game? And I think in every game A&M's played this year, we were sitting here going, the Aggies are the better football team, and it's really not close with the exception of Notre Dame. The Aggies are the better football team. It's not close.
All right, that does it for the free part of this Academy Sports and Outdoors Loochador podcast. And for the extended version, please make sure you are a premium subscriber. Go to texags.com/subscribe to become a premium subscriber. Right now, we're running an awesome special, by the way. Why wouldn't you want to jump in on it right now? First-time subscriber, $1 for the first month. You got to jump on that, especially with all the intel that we're going to be having and all the coverage. So make sure you go to texags.com/subscribe. And if you're a first-time subscriber, $1 subscription.
The hardest part? Sitting still.